Hello, coming to you live from Kyoto. Except I'm not actually. I'm not anywhere in Japan. I'm in my room. It's not all that interesting. But we're gonna be talking about One Piece today. Everyone loves One Piece, right? Except for live action. Some people are not gonna love this one, but I'll explain to you exactly what I think about it. Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday Thermal Takes, the show where we bring to you the most Netflix of taste and the most adaptation of Thursdays. Today I'm going to be doing the video that I promised about what I think will happen with Netflix's One Piece live action adaptation. And I'm going to be maybe rather like testicularly making some last minute predictions, not having seen anything or heard anything about the show thus far except for the promo material. Basically, I think there are going to be 5 really good things about it, and it's going to be a really hyped up banger. And 3 bad things about it that it's going to make it fall a little bit short. Obviously, there's so many live action adaptations that have done so poorly. I'll already cut off everything at the pass and let you guys know that I think it's gonna be good. Definitely be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you would be willing to, hit the bell for notifications. And if you would also be willing to, consider donating on Patreon. We've been doing a little bit more stuff. We've been trying to get this channel ramping up, and it costs money and time for me. So that all of the help helps. All right, so let's start with a good thing. Kind of running through these really quickly. This is coming out right when the show comes out, basically like 2:30, 3 a.m., real early in the morning, Eastern time. Technically, you guys will know I've not said anything. I've not said anything, having known any of this or seen any of this. But this is like my last minute. Like I'm feeling kind of iffy about it. Feeling a little bit iffy. And actually, I'm going to amend the first statement. There's going to be a secret detriment that I'm like, if 50-50 on, 50-50 on, but we'll get to that at the end of the video. Number one, let's start with something good about it. Godoy's portrayal of Luffy, I think, is going to be really good. And there will probably be some fun or really deep, amazing lines, such as, like, if the path seems too easy, then you're on the wrong path. And that's, like, a really good line that came out from one of the recent trailers, and it's like, you got stuff that, you got a lot of stuff that's going to be memed. I know there's going to be a lot of memes, a lot of funny lines. And especially when he goes and it's up to Zoro, and he's like, "Oh, so that's where it goes." When he sees Zoro put the sword in his mouth, it's just like very Luffy-esque lines that are really great. I think we're gonna see a lot of that, and I'm really 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 excited. Like, there's less than a day left before this thing comes out. I'm so hyped. I really can't wait to actually see. Like, literally, that's what I'm hyped to see. I'm hyped to see an actor's portrayal that apparently is like really good. I'm ready to really feel that. If I can see that on screen, if I can feel that with the performance, even though it doesn't sound like Luffy per se, even though it like looks a little bit odd because it's like, a real human being and not a cartoon character or anime character, whatever. I think it's gonna be good. Number two, acting overall for most of the characters, I believe will be really good and immersive this series. And what I mean by immersive is it's gonna get you in the feel of One Piece. Now I do wanna stress most. The things that I'm thinking of right now the most are R long or R short or whatever the hell R is. But he's a fishman, and that's really the main thing that I'm like, seeing his wanted poster in the promo material, be like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know. It's not like it's gonna be bad, but I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know with some of that. But I think all the other characters are gonna be really good. Like, for the most part, it seems like, Jacob Romero Gibson playing Usopp, McKenny playing Zoro. I was a little bit iffy on it first, seeing what he looked like, but when he's actually in costume and everything, it looks really cool. I think that there's going to be a lot of good acting, especially Jeff Ward. I'm really looking forward to Buggy. I'm looking forward to seeing if Kobe is actually able to make his character really shine. I'm looking forward to, like, so many different things about this series. Like, there's a lot of characters and everything like that. I think a lot of the actors are going to do a really good job. I get the feeling, prediction, I don't have a lot to back this up, but I think that for the most part, with a few minor exceptions, maybe Arlong, but maybe some other stuff, home run, touchdown, W's in the chat, like, it's gonna make it feel like One Piece. The ways in which I don't think it's going to be that good. We're gonna start with number three. Accents might kind of be like the butt of the joke. British Sanji. I wasn't a fan of British Sanji when I first saw that. I don't know, like Scottish Garp. Scottish Garp? Scottish Garp? Like, I think it's supposed to be Scottish Garp. Who else is going to have weird accented voices? Maybe not a lot of people. Maybe it's not a big deal, but British Sanji is really the one thing that makes me kind of weirded out. Having Scottish Garp might be alright. It might not be that bad, but I don't know. It really is going to depend on how the actors perform to some extent. And I'm thinking that British Sanji, he'll be a pretty good Sanji, but I'm not like thinking that he'll be like the best Sanji. Number four, I think the music is going to be really good. Self-explanatory, not a very hot take, but it's something that I feel like is worth mentioning because it could be bad. It seems like it's going to be good. You have some piratey stuff. It's gonna pretty much immerse us in this beautiful One Piece world and have all these cool things, and we're gonna be happy and we're gonna be joyous, and it's gonna be like full of adventure and all that other stuff. And I think the music's gonna be pretty good. Number five, I think the sets and costumes will be also very good. Like add to that immersion factor, make it really feel like One Piecey. And I think when there were no trailers, very very cautiously pessimistic. When there were trailers, cautiously optimistic. Now I'm like in the middle, but I'm still leaning towards cautiously optimistic. But I'm feeling honestly optimistic about that. The costumes looked very very good, except for our short. Everything looks very One Piece that I've seen so far. Everything looks really cool. Even Helmeppo having long hair, that was kind of a mild thing, and I wonder like that probably won't make a huge difference. It is just going to be a thing that I think is going to be really good, and you have things like that. You have the sets that are so good. Garp's ship, all the ships look amazing. You know, Shellstown base, that looks good. Buggy's tent, can't wait for that. Can't wait for the Orangetown stuff. That's gonna be a banger. You know those really really nice set pieces that I think are just gonna like mwah, chef kiss, all that stuff. Second thing, number six. Second thing that I don't think is gonna be great. I think a lot of the fight scenes will really kind of make it like I've seen. So here's a few of the fight stuff that I've seen. The fight stuffs. You know, you get the beginning with Mihawk and Zoro clashing where they both jump into each other. That's kind of weird. It seems like a clash where it's like Zoro is being swatted away like a fly by Mihawk in the actual manga. That's gonna be kind of weird. You know, you have the Luffy's Gum Gum Gatling that you sort of see a little bit of when he's punching Arlong, and he just kind of kind of like sitting in midair, kind of getting pushed back by it all, and it's kind of hard to make it look realistic when it's sort of comical. But you know, maybe that's part of the appeal. Maybe that's part of the charm. I think that maybe that's the kind of thing that we're gonna have to like maybe kind of take with a little bit of creative interpretation here. I don't know that live action, like One Piece doesn't lend itself well to live action mainly because of that. But it's not because they don't have the money. They had all the money that they were going to have. The numbers 8 and then the secret one. The only other detriments I think I'm going to predict for this series. But Piece of Resistance, the big one. Number 7. This is going to be the kind of success, and this is going to be a successful live action adaptation. That's the first and foremost. But this is going to be the kind of success that I believe will create not only future seasons of the live action in leaps and bounds. We're probably going to get one every year. They're going to have to really streamline this. And I really do believe that once people like really get into it on the Netflix thing, within a month they're going to be like, yeah, or maybe not even a month, maybe a week. They're like, yeah, we're definitely doing season 2. And I think it's just going to have generally positive reception overall. I think it's going to help aiding One Piece to surpass, you know, like the Superman comic book. This is a really dumb thing that only I care. Well, I shouldn't say only I care. There's a lot of people that care about this, but One Piece has somewhere in the realm of like 525 million copies sold of itself, and no other comic book series has done that except for Superman. One Piece has been taken on like a lot of record busting. I know that they like half a decade back or more they beat Spider-Man. They recently, just a couple of years ago, they surpassed Batman in sales. One Piece is probably going to be able to hit Superman. Superman's at like 600 and change, and I think One Piece is actually going to surpass it, even though One Piece doesn't have very many years left for the manga. I think it's going to surpass Superman. And then obviously, this is going to be the thing. It's gonna hurt. Number 8, we're gonna have major changes in the canon. We might not have a Smoker or a Tashigi, which Tashigi is not that much missed in my eyes, but not having a Smoker, they're gonna screw around with the way that the Baratie and the Arlong Park arcs work. They're gonna have Fishman on the Baratie, as far as I'm aware. I'll definitely be making an actual review of this and kind of I'll be going over a lot of the things that they changed that were kind of big, and a lot of the things that they changed are kind of like, yeah, maybe it's a good thing. But a lot of the canon changes are going to be really divisive, and I think it's going to be not just critically like overall panned by the fan base. I think there's going to be a lot of backlash, and there's going to be a lot of people that aren't very backlashy, and there's going to be a lot of division on how certain things are perceived. There's going to be a lot of and I know this may not be the biggest prediction. Like, oh, that's such a wild. How could you ever predict that the fans will get divisive over it? It's not going to be divisive between the fans, like the fair weather fans or the newbies, and the people who really like the stuff. I think it's going to be about even split between people who think this shouldn't have even been made, and that this was an awesome thing. But amongst like the actual fans, like the people who are really into One Piece, I think I'm going to sort of in the middle, because I'm usually in the middle when there's like a staunch back and forth. I usually lean to one side. I think I'm going to lean to that this was a success, but there's going to be a lot of people who are like, this should never have been made. This is terrible. Plus, I spit on your crappy live action adaptation, even if it's the best that they've ever done for an anime. I think really the canon is going to be what does it. The accents won't do it completely. Sanji, there's a few things different with Sanji, obviously. No curly eyebrows, no smoking. Usopp doesn't have the long nose. Those are really minor overall in the grand scheme of things. Like, Usopp's nose may be the biggest of those so far, but, obviously, like, they kept things that I didn't even think they were going to keep. They kept the Zoro having 3 swords, which is necessary. They kept certain things, but they're not going to be able to make it a one-to-one. Not just because they can't have it be, like, perfect and adapted from manga to live action, but they're going to take some liberties to make it so that it's not like there's going to be some surprises. It's not going to be just straight up One Piece the way everyone knows it. And so I think that I'm going to feel very torn about it. I think a lot of people will be torn to the point where they're just not into it. They think it's bad. They don't want it there. They don't want it. They want it gone. They're panning it the whole time. They're just going after it. And there's going to be a lot of people who absolutely love the crap out of it. And I really think it's going to be a divisive issue. There's going to be like the half of the fan base who's like, yay, live action, and half the fan base who's nay. I mean, there's already people who are like, anime only, manga only, stuff like that. But, I mean, there are some people who are dub only. And they got to wait like, God knows how long for the dub to come out and everything. And it's just, it's going to be weird. It's going to be an interesting whole thing. Number 9, the secret one. Why I'm not certain, but Netflix has done a lot of like insert their own political garbage ideology here. I think it's not going to have a lot of that, which is I guess is a lighthearted factor, but it's going to have something. There's going to be a couple things that people get stuck in their craw because Netflix loves to do this when they take something like the series of unfortunate events when they adapted that. That was just full of political bullshit, the last season of it. I'm wondering, I think One Piece is going to be fairly okay. They're going to get something there. There's going to be something. Even though it's not like, it's not going to be full of garbage. Like, I know they're not going to start SJWing the whole thing, but I think there's going to be something that's going to piss people off too. But I don't know. That might be my my sort of not 100% take. But definitely let me know what you thought of all these predictions. I don't know how I think about them. I've sort of fought with myself on a lot of these because I wasn't really sure whether I really believed it or not. But I thought about this the entire way, like since the first trailer dropped. I've been coming up with this video, and those little predictions. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be what I think. Coming out in a few hours. One Piece gonna be here very soon. I'm gonna watch it like from your perspective, like tomorrow, I guess, for a lot of you, but for me, this is like it feels like it's about to happen and it's crazy. And I'm not really sure whether or not I'm gonna love it, but I think I'm gonna like it enough. I think I'm gonna like it enough. I think it'll be well worth my time to watch it. And that's really the main thing I'm asking is like, don't make this something that I either don't feel like it was worth watching or I just seriously regret seeing at all. And I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be actually pretty good. And yeah, leave your comments in the comments. Tell me exactly why I'm wrong. Pog on me if I'm wrong about any of these things. Like as of tomorrow, I might be wrong as of tomorrow about a lot of the stuff. Kind of today, because this is coming out after midnight. But you guys will hit me pretty hard. I believe it. But definitely, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next Thursday.